O'Malley versus Vera on UFC 299. We got to talk about this fight. We got to touch on how tough Chito is. Like, holy smokes, that dude is crazy. We got to touch on the improved skills of O'Malley, the game plans of the fighters, how hurt O'Malley got in the closing seconds of the fight. All of that coming up right after the intro. A reminder to everybody that on March 25th, the defense course that I'm launching begins. Doors close March 24th at midnight. That means if you are not registered, you're not going to be able to attend. I want everybody to be able to keep up with the content, join the live calls, make sure that you're taking in all the information. If you're not registered by Sunday, March 24th, you're going to miss out. So link down there. Jump on that right now. It's going to be a great course. Let's get into O'Malley versus Vera. I have to say that when I watched their first fight, because keep in mind this was a rematch, when I watched the first fight, I just went, O'Malley is piecing up Vera. He was looking so good. The fight was going the way that he wanted. And that's kind of what happened in the first 3 rounds of this fight. Of course, the first fight, Chito won. O'Malley lost, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But the feints, the fakes, the movement that O'Malley can initiate was the key factor in my mind, which won him rounds 1, 2, and 3 so dominantly. What does he do with his movement? What does he do with his fakes that make him so hard to catch up with, so hard to land shots on? He keeps this little bounce happening, but he doesn't just stay here. He's always switching stances. But when he switches stances, he's very good at catching angles. And most importantly, when he gets attacked, he's so good at backing up and then creating distance. He's a hard guy to lock in on because keep in mind, he's my height. I think 5'11", but he's fighting 10 pounds below me and I'm already a tall dude for my division. The fact that he's about equal height, but at the lower weight class, that's pretty wild. And unless people can close the distance and I think get this guy down to the ground, they're going to have some troubles with his striking, primarily because his movement and his feints are so amazing. He's so hard to get the read on because he's always twitching. He's always making you think that the attack is coming. And we saw Chito just kind of stunned, like unable to pull the trigger because he's always thinking defensively. And once you get touched once or twice with O'Malley's pinpoint accuracy, you're going to be scared. And to me, that was the determining factor in those first 3 rounds, why Chito was just falling behind, and falling behind. Now, I gotta say, game plan wise, it looks like O'Malley executed beautifully. I was so surprised that we did not see Vera attack the calf. That was his point of success in the first fight. Like I said, he was getting a little pieced up. And then he caught the calf, and then we see O'Malley sort of look like he rolls his ankle, but it's because his nerve had just been messed up. And keep in mind, the calf attack on O'Malley makes a lot of sense because, as we already mentioned, he's a skinny dude, which means his legs are going to be very skinny, which means he'll have less muscle protecting anything in there that can get damaged so easily. So for Vera not to come out and within the first round at least attempt 5 or 6 calf kicks, even if he's like, okay, as O'Malley attacks, I just got to brace for impact and try and hit him, to not do that seems foolish. I don't really know any other word for it. It seems a little foolish not to do that. And who knows, maybe if he'd done that, could have won the fight. I'm sure O'Malley was prepared for this and had a game plan, and it would be much harder to execute than last time, but still not to attempt it. But nonetheless, Chito, as we already knew, showed that he is a warrior. In the second round, I believe, he took a knee to the face that made me cringe. Now, I have been kneed in the face right here, and I got stitches when I fought Adam Chuck in Italy the first time when I lost this belt. I got cut, and it was just a graze. Like, just hit, little cut. After everybody, the ambulance attendants were like, you gotta go to the hospital. I got to the hospital, they're like, you need to do x-rays. I kept running my finger over. I'm like, it's not broken. They said, you don't understand how easy it is for that bone to break and you to not be aware. That knee that Varga took to the face lifted his head up. And the fact that he didn't go down or he didn't quit, possibly because he has broken bone there, is crazy. And then to come back and mount a better offense in rounds 4 or 5, wow, that dude is so tough. Probably too tough for his own good, almost, but the impact, the damage which he withstood, and then to walk out of the cage and look less damaged than O'Malley, wow. Now I just mentioned the comeback that he sort of mounted in round 4 and 5. Why was he able to do that? Well, multiple reasons. Number one, his corner gave him some very good advice at the end of round 3. They said, what you're doing is not working. You gotta just meet this guy head on. When he attacks, you're gonna have to throw and meet with him. And I was watching with this fight with some people who didn't really know much about martial arts. They've watched a couple UFCs, but not actual people who train. And I was trying to explain to them what Chito was doing wrong. And I said, look at, he's standing at O'Malley's range, just outside of kick punch range. And anytime he goes for the attack, he's not able to hit him because we already mentioned O'Malley's movement is so good. But when he stands here, he's not getting any counters off. He blocks and he blocks, or he takes a shot, and that's the end. Perfect for O'Malley. I said Varga has to start countering. Or, as his corner told him, don't wait for the shot to land, step in and get your head off the center line and try and land as he's trying to land. Might have more success than just standing there, kind of being a punching bag. It helped a little bit. He didn't win round 4 or 5, but it helped and he was able to get himself back in the fight and look like he at least belonged in this title shot. Only for the last 2 rounds though. And at the very end of the fight, like literally closing seconds, Varga lands a body shot right on O'Malley's liver and we see O'Malley, ooh, and as soon as the fight is done, the bell rings, O'Malley goes and sits down. No big celebration, like he was visibly hurt. So a lot of people who maybe not educated in the fight world might go, ooh, he was just saved by the bell. If they had an extra 10 seconds, the fight would have been over. Varga would have won. No. O'Malley knew there was 10 seconds left. He threw caution to the wind, decided to step in, something he had not done for the whole 24 minutes and 50 seconds because he's smart. He just did that at the end, probably just like, you know, he's not gonna knock me out and I'm safe. Let's put a little show on here. So as much as you can go, oh yeah, he finished really well, Varga got picked apart in that fight. And I gotta say, I didn't really see it going any other way. After watching their first fight, just being like, was it a fluke or was it a good calf kick? But I wasn't sure what Varga was going to do to actually win this fight because O'Malley is just, he's darn good. Now the very interesting part, as I already mentioned, was when O'Malley walked out of the cage, he was hobbling, he looked really injured. It looked like he had been the person who lost the fight. Varga's face looked banged up, but he walked out looking stronger. Something to keep in mind is when you start getting to these 15-minute fights, or in this case, a 25-minute fight, and there's a bit of a battle, your body needs to be tough. Like really darn tough. And if Chito had been able to get in there and make O'Malley work the way he had to in round 4 and 5, if that had been round 1 and 2, and then he would have had 3 more to go, who knows? Maybe O'Malley is not built for that type of damage and impact. I'm not 100% sure, but to see him leave the ring so damaged when he had such a dominant performance, I think shows a little bit for future opponents where you might need to take this guy to break him. Overall, a wonderful fight. I've seen a lot now about what people think O'Malley should do next. And I'm curious what you guys think about that. You can throw that in the comments. Who should O'Malley face next? He called out Topuria. Champion at a weight class up. I don't see that going well for him in any respect. That guy is so strong. He's so much bigger. He hits like a truck. And I just don't think O'Malley's going to have the success about piecing him down. He has ground skills. I just don't see it. So hopefully O'Malley takes a fight which has a chance of winning. He has some tough guys, right? Marab is going to be hard for him. Doesn't mean he won't land a good shot, but it'll be a harder fight. Corey Sandhagen. Could be a harder fight, but maybe the better way to go. Who knows? But this one in particular was really fun to watch. A little bit cringeworthy just because Chito took a beating, but still, impressive performance from Sean O'Malley. Guys, let's call it there. As always, train hard, and I will see you back here soon for another video.